Greetings, class. Dr. Tuxhorn here, coming to you from Carroll, Iowa, near DMAC here, where I live and teach. I'm gonna start this video out by saying I did not grow up, obviously, because of my age, with cell phones. So having a phone stuck in my face making a video is super awkward for me. So I'm learning, I'm trying, pushing the envelopes and trying new things. Some of you shared this week that you're not super comfortable with the discussion forums because it seems awkward to you and uncomfortable. Well, same applies here for me with doing a video, but we are trying to make sure I reach all my students here at DMAC. So I am coming to you today with the video, and we'll try to do so throughout the semester. So as you're watching these, if you're thinking, she's kind of awkward, not very good at this. I get it. I'm not very good at this, and I am kind of awkward, but bear with me. I'm trying. So we are embarking on week 4, an intro to sociology this week, where we have been up to this point covering like the foundations of sociology. So history of the discipline, some of the bigger sociologists that we'll be studying all semester, and how we know what we know through scientific research. And now we're going to get into the meat of things, as I like to think about it, for the remainder of the semester. And we are starting with culture. And every single intro to sociology textbook I've ever read or utilized kind of goes in this pattern. We start with the foundations. We learn about how we know what we know in sociology by the means of empirical scientific research. It's not just hunches or guesses. We've actually researched the things that we'll be talking about all semester, the rest of the semester. And then we get into the heart of the matter, and we start with culture, because culture is basically our entire world around us. So culture is one of those things that's probably easier to grasp by description than definition. But in a nutshell, culture is our system of shared beliefs, values, norms, ideals, and material objects that are passed from one generation to the next. So within culture, we have non-material culture and material culture. And non-material culture are those shared ideas and values and beliefs, our ideas about all kinds of things. And that's what we will explore this chapter. And the materialist culture are all these things that you can see and touch and hear. So basically, phones, furniture, jewelry, hairdos, cars, right? All of those things. Basically, culture is everything but nature. But interestingly, how we feel about nature and how we treat nature is a part of our culture. So culture, sociologist Ralph Linton put it this way: the last thing a fish would ever notice would be water. And it's kind of the same with us and our culture, because it is what it is, right? It's all around us. And so this chapter will be learning all about culture and how influential it is on who we are as humans. So our perspective of the world is shaped by our culture, and our ideas about the world shaped by our culture. And the people and places and things in our culture that teach us these things are called our socializing agents, and we'll actually learn all about them next week in chapter 5. But this week we're learning about culture, and I decided to come to you from the Carroll High School football field. I'm going to turn my camera around here. Some of you may recognize this if you've been over here to play ball or perhaps run a track meet. This may look very familiar to you. And so something that I've come to realize for a very long time is how important to our cultural ideas and beliefs and holidays and celebrations, especially for, smaller towns, maybe not necessarily big cities, is Friday Night Lights, right? Football. And of course, we're starting off the season with football. I think we've just finished week 2 with high school football, heading into week 3 this weekend. And super important to our culture, and very instrumental to a lot of kids growing up and adults, and all the things that wraps into it. So I hope you enjoy this week's chapter on culture, and I just invite you to think about as you're reading through the material, all the things that you never really even think about that are part of our culture. Again, anything about nature that really shapes the way you think and feel about the world. If you happen to be a member of the band in your high school and you're coming to Carroll Band Days, I believe it's October 6th. It's the first Saturday in October, whenever that happens to be. You will see this field, because this is where you will congregate after the parade. So if you do happen to be coming to Carroll Band Days, let me know, because I'll be here representing DMAC in the parade. Otherwise, I wish y'all a good week with sociology. If you need anything at all, please reach out. And don't be too harsh on my videoing skills, because I know they're not that great. But y'all have a great week. Thanks.